I request Mr. Upen Narayan Mishra, advocate, to come forward and present a bouquet of flowers to Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Honorable Chief Justice of India. I request Ms. Nandini Gupta, Member Executive Supreme Court Bar Association, to present a bouquet of flowers to Honorable Mr. Learned Attorney General for India, Mr. R. Venkat Ramani. I request Mr. Sushil Kumar, Joint Treasurer, Supreme Court Bar Association, to present a bouquet of flowers to Madam Mrs. Saira Ravi Kumar, wife of Honorable Mr. Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar, Judge, Supreme Court of India. I now request Ms. Rachna Srivastava, Vice President, Supreme Court Bar Association, to deliver her welcome address.
Namaskar. Honorable Justice Sanjeev Khanna, the Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, Shri R. Venkat Ramani, Learned Attorney General for India, Shri Kapil Sibal, President, Shri Vikrant Yadav, Honorary Secretary, SCBA, former judges of the Supreme Court, Shri Tushar Mehta, Learned Solicitor General of India, other law officers, Mrs. Saira Ravi Kumar, daughters Neetu and Neenu, and other family members of Justice Ravi Kumar, senior advocates, office bearers, and members of the Executive Committee of SCBA, Shri Vipin Nair, President, Shri Amit Sharma, Vice President, Shri Nikhil Jain, Secretary, and other office bearers, and members of the Executive Committee of SCORA, Learned Secretary General, and other registrars of the Supreme Court of India, President, Secretaries, and office bearers of the Executive Committee of various bar associations, my colleagues at the bar, my junior colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all a very happy new year and also extend my warm welcome on joining this function. Today, as we gather here to bid farewell to Honorable Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar, a distinguished judge of Supreme Court of India, we are reminded of his invaluable contributions to the legal fraternity and to the cause of justice in our country. It is with a mix of admiration, gratitude, and a tinge of sadness that we honor Justice Ravi Kumar, whose judicial career and personal integrity have left an indelible mark on the fabric of Indian jurisprudence. Born on January 6, 1960, as a newer gift as the youngest son of his parents, Shri Thevan and Srimati Saraswati, Justice Ravi Kumar's life has been a testament to the principles of hard work, dedication, and an unwavering commitment to justice. His illustrious journey after graduating in zoology began with his legal education when he obtained his law degree from Government Law College, Kozhikode. After enrolling with the Bar Council of Kerala on July 12, 1986, he started his practice in Mavelikara with late Shri P.S. Vasudevan, and later shifted to the Kerala High Court and joined the chambers of former Advocate General Shri M.K. Damodaran, a doyen of the bar. Justice Ravi Kumar served as a government pleader. In 2006, he was appointed as a senior government pleader, where his sharp intellect and keen understanding of the law set him apart. He established himself as a thorough and competent advocate, practicing in various branches of law and earning the respect of colleagues and the clients alike. Justice Ravi Kumar's elevation to the bench of Kerala High Court on 5th January 2009 as an additional judge, and later on 15th December 2010 as a permanent judge, marked the beginning of a judicial career that would be characterized by profound legal acumen, impartiality, and a deep sense of empathy for the common man. Over the years, he delivered landmark judgments that not only upheld the Constitution but also protected the rights of the marginalized and vulnerable section of society. During his time as High Court judge, he was the president of the Kerala Judicial Academy and also served as executive chairman of the Kerala State Legal Services Authority. His elevation to the Supreme Court in August 2021 was a recognition of his exemplary service, legal brilliance, and profound sense of justice. In his tenure at the Supreme Court, Justice Ravi Kumar further cemented his legacy as a jurist par excellence, delivering judgments that balance the scales of justice with wisdom and fairness. Justice Ravi Kumar has authored 39 judgments and has been part of 306 benches. In NN Global Mercantile versus Indo-Unique Flame Limited, Justice Ravi Kumar was part of a 5-judge constitutional bench and wrote a concurring opinion in 3-2 majority judgment. In Shrikant Upadhyay versus State of Bihar, Justice Ravi Kumar, leading the bench, held that while bail is a rule in criminal cases, the same does not apply for anticipatory bail. He explained that anticipatory bail should be left to the cautious and judicious discretion of the court depending on the facts and circumstances of the case. Justice Ravi Kumar was on the 3-judge bench in Vijay Mandan Lal Chaudhary versus Union of India, which upheld the wide investigative powers of the Director of Enforcement and the restrictive bail conditions under the PMLA Act. Justice Ravi Kumar was on a 5-judge bench which modified the 2018 euthanasia guidelines to make the fundamental right to die with dignity more accessible. Justice Ravi Kumar has been a firm believer in the transformative power of the Constitution. His judicial philosophy reflects a commitment to upholding constitutional morality, ensuring equality, and safeguarding individual freedoms. In his judgments, he has consistently underscored the importance of balancing the rights of the individuals with the collective good of society. What sets Justice Ravi Kumar apart is not just his legal brilliance, but also his deep sense of empathy and humanity. He has always recognized that law is not an abstract concept, but a living force that touches the lives of millions. His courtroom demeanor has been exemplary, marked by patience, courtesy, and a willingness to hear all sides. Justice Ravi Kumar has often emphasized that a judge's role is not merely to interpret the law, but also to ensure that justice is done in its truest sense. His judgments reflect this philosophy as they resonate with compassion, fairness, and profound understanding of the human condition. To his colleagues on the bench and members of the bar, Justice Ravi Kumar has been a source of inspiration. His humility, simplicity, and work ethic serve as a model for all. Young advocates have often spoken of his encouraging words and guidance. Justice Ravi Kumar's journey reminds us of the importance of staying true to one's principles, irrespective of challenges. He has shown us that a judge's role is not just to decide cases, but to uphold the values enshrined in the Constitution and to ensure that judiciary remains a beacon of hope for the people. As Justice Ravi Kumar retires from the Supreme Court, he leaves behind a legacy that will continue to inspire generations. His contribution to the judiciary, his unwavering commitment to justice, and his compassionate approach will be remembered and cherished for years to come. True measure of a judge's greatness is the extent to which their judgments influence the society and the legal system. By this measure, Justice Ravi Kumar's legacy is immense. His work has not only strengthened the judiciary, but also deepened the trust of the people in the justice delivery system. While we celebrate his judicial accomplishments, it is important to acknowledge that Justice Ravi Kumar's multifaceted personality, known for his humility and warmth, he has been a mentor, guide, and friend to many. His wisdom, wit, and generosity has touched the lives of all those who have had the privilege of knowing him. As he steps into a new phase of life, we are confident that Justice Ravi Kumar will continue to contribute to society in meaningful ways. Whether through teaching, writing, or mentoring young minds, his wisdom and experience will remain a valuable resource for the legal fraternity and beyond. On behalf of the Supreme Court Bar Association, I extend our deepest gratitude to Justice Ravi Kumar for his years of service, dedication, and invaluable contribution. We are truly privileged to have had the benefit of his wisdom and leadership. We also express our heartfelt thanks to his family, who have been his pillar of support throughout his illustrious career. Their sacrifice and encouragement has played a vital role in enabling him to dedicate himself fully to the cause of justice. Justice Ravi Kumar, as you bid farewell to this distinguished institution, please note that you leave with love, respect, and admiration of all those whose lives you have touched. You have set a high benchmark for all of us. Your legacy will continue to guide and inspire us. We wish you a peaceful and fulfillment retirement filled with good health, happiness, and new opportunities to share your wisdom and experience. May this next chapter in your life bring you as much joy and fulfillment as you have brought to the judiciary and to the people of this country. Thank you, Justice Ravi Kumar, for your remarkable service. You will always remain a cherished member of the Supreme Court family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Mr. Kapil Sibal, President of Supreme Court Bar Association, to kindly address the August gathering.
Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court of India, Attorney General for India, Solicitor General of India, Vice President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, Secretary of the Association, members of the Executive Committee, President of the Advocates on Record Association, executive members of the association, senior advocates, my colleagues at the bar, and family members of Justice Ravi Kumar. India is a land of many histories, of the cross-fertilization of many cultures. The stories of its multifarious traditions are embalmed and preserved to be imbibed as our own. The one common thread binding together this remarkably diverse people is the shared belief in the equal authorship of each citizen in writing our collective futures. Our Constitution seeks to realize that belief. Its resonance binds us. The architecture of the institutions that comprise the foundation of our democracy are designed to serve values fundamental to the life of a diverse nation woven together by the historical realities central to its birth. The most significant institutional pillar, the nerve center of our body politic, is the judicial system. It seeks to resolve highly complex issues seeded in the frenetic activity arising out of socio-economic cross-currents of seemingly irreconcilable postures embedded in its diversity. A tough task indeed. Courts must not and do not represent a monolithic culture or script. The composition of the court should represent the country's socio-economic landscape, thereby acknowledging the necessity of the presence of different perspectives in seeking to actualize the promise of equality enshrined as a fundamental right of our Constitution. Each judge of the court brings a distinct perspective to the resolution of disputes. It is through these multiple perspectives that imaginative and dynamic ideas of justice emerge. In the last 50 years, it is with great satisfaction that I have seen the bar and bench slowly grow to mirror this rich diversity of experience in our country, and to see so many more first-generation lawyers find their place amongst the greats. Justice Ravi Kumar is one such eminent person of the law who rose. Justice Ravi Kumar is one such eminent person of the law who rose to the top through dint of hard work, bringing his clear and unique voice to shape the development of the law. You, Judge, completed your LLB from Government Law College, Kozhikode, and thereafter enrolled as a lawyer in 1986. You began practicing as a junior to Advocate Vasudevan in the district courts in Alpura, Kerala. You shifted your practice to the Kerala High Court in Ernakulam in 1990, joining the chambers of former Advocate General N.K. Damodaran. Noticed for your legal acumen, you soon gained the respect of your peers, and were invited to join the bench in January 2009. You became a permanent judge on December 15, 2010. The judge of the Kerala High Court, you were known for your integrity. You recused yourself from delivering a judgment in a matter relating to renewal of licenses for 418 bars, when one of the lawyers in the case visited you at your residence after the judgment was reserved. That sparked an intense discussion on the need for higher standards of professional ethics in the legal profession. You passed many pro-people judgments while serving in the High Court, including directing that in a welfare state, state liability partially eclipses the legal principle of voluntae non fit injuria, and the state must bear liability in cases of road accidents. After an illustrious career in the High Court, you were elevated to this court on August 26, 2021. In your farewell remarks to your last day in the Kerala High Court, you observed that there is no shortcut to success. In your 3 years in this court, you have exemplified this precept with exceptional work ethic. You have brought clarity and coherence to the development of law, especially in the field of criminal law, inheritance law, and the law of evidence. You have always emphasized legal reasoning through first principles, often beginning your judgments with legal maxims. Your judgments are well structured and understood by all. As a judge of the Constitutional Court, you have strived to give voice to the powerless. You have passed strong directions on fairness in criminal trials and on the need for speedy justice. You have safeguarded the rights of victims of sexual crimes. In a judgment reported in 2023 4 SCC 298, you set aside an order of the Bombay High Court quashing a criminal prosecution against a doctor affiliated with the girls' hostel for his failure to report several cases of sexual assault of young residents hailing from tribal areas. In this judgment, you observed insightfully, and I quote, "Non-reporting of sexual assault against a minor child despite knowledge is a serious crime, and more often than not, it is an attempt to shield the offenders of the crime of sexual assault," close quote. In another recent judgment, along with Justice Sanjay Karol, you recognized the rights of women for scheduled tribe communities to inherit property, despite not being covered by the Hindu Succession Act, and urged Parliament to make changes to the law to safeguard rights of tribal women to inheritance. You have also been a part of several seminal constitutional decisions, all involving changing legal, political, and ethical conundrums, such as the Jallikattu decision balancing animal rights and cultural rights, the Anup Baranwal decision on the independence of the Office of the Election Commissioner, and the Common Causes decision on the right to die with dignity. We remember you for your simplicity, characteristic, pleasant demeanor, and your incisive mind that sees through the volumes before you with discernment and fairness. The fact that you adorn an elevated platform in court is not reflected in your manner in court, which is empathetic and patient. Your colleagues and staff speak of you, your constant encouragement and strongly affectionate nature, which you will always be remembered for. You are known for your love for cricket and soccer, regardless of the team, a value that you imbibed while on the bench of being an absolute sport. As a lover of cricket, you played your innings with a straight bat, bowled no googlies, and always played by the rules of the game, which is what all lawyers want. I wish you all the very best for your next innings. A short little poem for you, sir, if you will permit me. We've only one regret. Your tenure was far too short. Love to have unassuming judges, the other kind, we'd rather not. Prefer a patient judge like you, not those who are unduly curt. You had a sense of what is right, delivering justice with comport. The diversity of this great land must see its cadence in this court. With a heavy heart, we say goodbye. As judge, you've been such a sport. Symbols of institutional faith, or a billion minds with hope are stirred, our freedoms lost and freedoms won, oft found immersed in written words. Unshackled from this grueling pace, we wish you well, good health, and more, you will sail away from working mates. Friends wait for you to come ashore.
I request Mr. R. Venkatramani, Learned Attorney General for India, to kindly address on this occasion.
Honorable the Chief Justice, my dear and respected Justice Ravi Kumar, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, Sri Kapil Sibal, President Supreme Court Bar Association, and President and Office Bearer Skora, members of the family of Justice Sri Ravi Kumar, my sisters and brothers at the bar. It's always a humbling feeling when you're called upon to talk about a person who has scaled career heights and more so with humble origins. In one sense, Justice Ravi Kumar joined the ranks of those who, despite the challenges of humble beginnings, have reached the heights of career by sheer determination, grit, and commitment. The frail figure of Justice Ravi Kumar hides all these wonderful qualities. His gait and demeanor are no windows to this determined soldier who has reached up to the top in the judicial ladder. The village Mavelikara, from where Justice Ravi Kumar hails, and the Changanaseri Magistrate Court, from where his father worked as a bench clerk, will forever hail Justice Ravi Kumar as their proud part. Is he not a quiet, unadvertised, but good example for those of us in the bar to aspire to reach high by sheer will and determination? Little would have Justice Ravi Kumar imagined that from being a student of zoology, destiny would call upon him to become a student of human nature and a student of human transactions by entering the portals of study of law. But this transition which he has accomplished, I should say, is deeply reflected in the opinions which he has penned, both in the High Court and in the Supreme Court. Those of us who got occasion to be engaged in the Kerala High Court are so familiar with Mr. M.K. Damodaran, a former Advocate General of Kerala, and Ravi Kumar has surely acquired the best of forensic abilities while dwelling in his chamber. And this is what one sees in his being called to hold one position after another in the hierarchy of government council in the High Court of Kerala. As one scans the range of opinions rendered by the Honorable Judge, the depth of his perceptions and his comprehensions of what is called the need of the case are revealed in penning an opinion heading a division bench of the High Court of Kerala, in L. Mini versus Girish Kumar, on the liability of the state to indemnify in a motor vehicle accident case, the connection between the road tax levy, the obligation to lay and maintain highways, and the essence of a welfare state were lucidly enunciated. We need more and more of such economic insights coupled with pragmatic concerns as we take for granted freebie cultures. The learned judge, I think, rightly concurred in the view of the Supreme Court in the Ashwini Upadhyaya case that freebies may push the state towards bankruptcy. The judge, I find, was a keen observer and could pick up subtle layers of doing justice. He came to the rescue of teaching candidates who were disqualified for defects in submitting forms when the cause for the Public Service Commission's lapses. In Siddhartha Menon's case in the High Court, he found in favor of splitting a trial, as waiting endlessly for an absconding accused to be made over would be a travesty of justice. This keen perception and sensitivity to peel off layers can be seen in two judgments. One where the Honorable Judge sitting with Honorable Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia held that death of some convicts during pendency of trial cannot rule out the applicability of common object of unlawful assembly. And the other where the judge sitting with the Honorable Justice Ajay Rastogi expressed deep disappointment with the undue exercise of Article Section 482 CRPC, powers where the Bombay High Court quashed an FIR of a medical practitioner, which led to throttling of a prosecution and the Protection of Children from Sexual Offence Act 2012. I must mention about two opinions of the court where the Honorable Judge was on the bench, and they are of importance, on the richness of interpretation principles invoked. One is in the suo motu powers of the National Green Tribunal, and the learned judge concurred with the wonderful opinion penned by the Honorable Justice Hrishikesh Rai on how the NGT cannot remain mute spectator even when no one knocks at its doors, and how the environmental watchdog cannot be rendered toothless and ineffective. The other is where the Honorable Judge concurred with the erudite opinion of Justice Kanvilkar on the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, whose importance in dealing with organized crime is becoming ever more evident. The sensitivity, the care, and attention required in matters relating to child rights are demonstrated by the Honorable Judge, concurring with two erudite opinions rendered by Honorable Justice Rajesh Bindal, the one where the court provided way forward in the interpretation of Section 14(3) of the Juvenile Justice Act 2013, and supplying certain important omissions in the framing of the legislation, and the other, which concerned with the distinction between the custody of the minor child and which may not be necessarily governed by the personal law of the parties. I have tried to share with you the delectable working of the mind of the Honorable Judge by picking up some of the outstanding opinions. As I said before, the ceremonial bench in the morning, let me conclude my words for the evening with the following words which I played today early in the morning. Soft in demeanor, sure in speech, frail in walk, firm in views, acumen sharp and attentions deep, gentle look but questioning eyes, far from overbearing, mind so open, thoughts all clear, hiding no riders, equal treatment with lines no drawn. This is how I would portray Justice Ravi Kumar. How one wishes he had stayed more long on the bench and graced the court with judgments galore. We wish you remaining great health, sir, and continue part of the law in some good measure. I wish Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar's family a great time together as never before. Thank you.
I request Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Honorable Chief Justice of India, to kindly give his address on this occasion.
Honorable Mr. Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar, Saira Ravi Kumar, Sister and Brother Judges, Mr. R. Venkataramani, Attorney General, Mr. Tushar Mehta, Solicitor General, Mr. Kapil Sibal, President, Supreme Court Bar Association, Rachna Srivastava, Vice President, Mr. Vikrant Yadav, Secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and namaskar. When somebody retires, it's always a bitter and a sweet moment. But there's a third aspect to it, which is when we come and sit down and reflect and celebrate on the judicial legacy of the retiring judge, and in this case, Mr. Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar. As he steps out of the familiar halls of the Supreme Court, not only he will be missed as a judge of highest caliber and competence, but as a rare soul, noble, humble, and simple. As a steadfast lighthouse guiding ships through the tumultuous waters, his presence has illuminated the path of justice with wisdom and grace. The Supreme Court legacy is woven from the golden threads of integrity, that individuals like Justice Ravi Kumar has spun through their service. Justice Ravi Kumar, or CTR as we warmly call him, emulates the qualities of a true gentle person, soft-spoken, polite, and meticulous. As one comes to interact with him, what can be felt is comparable to a washed over by a calm of the waveless sea, which carries multitude of depth, remains still and consistent. As a judge, he possesses the unique and striking quality of conveying his thoughts gently but firmly, without the use of elaborate words or inflections. Those who have had the privilege and good fortune of working with Justice Ravi Kumar has witnessed his first-hand attention to the detail. His discipline, composure, and patience, that is well-sprung in his judicial excellence, is a source of his inner enrichment. I have come to know that despite rigors of judicial obligation, he annually visits Sabrimala temple and sets time for travel with his family. Over the years, I've also had several opportunities of visiting Kerala, being captivated by its serene landscape and also interacting with its wonderful people. It is in this context of cultural acquaintance that I can now see Justice Ravi Kumar's quiet confidence and warmth of character stems from. It is shaped by fundamentals of his roots. His journey is truly remarkable. Born in a small village in Kerala, his introduction to the courtrooms was through his father, who was a bench clerk in a magistrate's court in Changaseri municipality in the district of Koyattam. Changaseri is also known as the land of 5 lamps. In 1905, during the centennial celebrations of the town, the people of the town established the 5 lamps near the boat jelly at the market road. The lamps signify unity in diversity of the local ethnic and religious sects. I was told by Justice Ravi Kumar that as a part of religious processions, the elephant rides from the temple begin from the premises where the masjid is located. The harmony is also reflected in his vision that Justice Ravi Kumar holds for democracy. He does not hold any archaic notions of hierarchy and is someone who accords equal treatment and respect to all people from all walks of life. From geology to the degree in law, then as an advocate of the district court, subsequently as a judge of the Kerala High Court, and then to the Supreme Court, it has been a long journey. All of us who have been born and brought up in cities and towns cannot imagine how difficult it is for a person from a village to come down and become a judge of the apex court. It's an inspiration for all of us, all those young members of the bar, whether in the High Court or the district courts, they can aspire to reach the pinnacle in this legal profession or as judges. This is one contribution of Justice Ravi Kumar, which we must accept and acknowledge. Over the years, as a judge of the Kerala High Court and this court, I found one thing across the line is this approach to the case. Straightforward solutions make the judicial work much real and justice much real for the real people. And that is outstanding in him. He's been able to effectively handle the difficult cases by ensuring that the people get justice at the fast and as simple way as it is possible. Just as he's cognizant of his responsibilities as a judge, yesterday during the SCORA meeting, Justice Ravi Kumar pointed out the responsibilities of a lawyer. I'm told his favorite nugget with his youngsters, that is law clerks, in his life is, I see life as B to D, B for birth, D for death, and C for contribution in between. That is the motto he's lived by and performed his work, professional and in life. As Justice Ravi Kumar now starts his second innings, as the profession comes, legal profession, to some extent, as a lawyer, then as a judge comes to an end, I feel it is important for him now to share time with his wife, Shera Ravi Kumar, whom he had first met, I'm told, during the law office. He has 2 daughters, son-in-laws, and a granddaughter. The conversations may be different. It will be different from mere legal work, but I'm sure with he's deciding to live behind in Delhi, he'll continue to be in touch with all of us and be part of the legal profession in a different way. Thank you, and all the best.
I request Honorable Mr. Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar, Judge, Supreme Court of India, to kindly address the August gathering.
Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, all my sister and brother judges at the Supreme Court, Mr. R. Venkatramani, Attorney General for India, Sri Tushar Mehta, the Solicitor General of India, Mr. Kapil Sibal, President of Supreme Court Bar Association, Mr. Rajnath Sachdev, the Vice President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, Sri Vipin Nair, the President of SCORA, and of his various and members of SCORA and the Supreme Court Bar Association, all my brothers and sisters in the legal fraternity, the Secretary General, registrars, and all members of the registry, one and all who are present here. Yes, it's time. Time has come to bid adieu. My journey as a judge from 5th January 2009 is to complete 5th January 2005. So journey from 5th January to 5th January. I should say I have complete satisfaction. But then it is for you, the legal fraternity and the public, to say whether it was satisfactory or not. I leave it there. Of course, life is bittersweet. So was my professional life. I had to go through bitter and better experiences, and ultimately, such experiences shaped me and made me fit to be considered for judgeship. At this moment, the day that is 5th January 2009, it harked back. I know that on the day when I made a speech, the welcome, I said that I would not be doing anything which will shatter the confidence of the people in judiciary. I think I kept my word. And at this moment, I should express my gratitude to the members of the then Collegium of the High Court of Kerala and the Supreme Court for making me what I am today. Certainly, many others played vital roles in my career development and ultimately to become a judge of the Supreme Court of India. My initial guru, Sri P.S. Vasudevan, and then late Mr. M.K. Damodaran, a former Advocate General of Kerala, former Chief Justices of India, Mr. K.G. Balakrishnan, Mr. N.V. Ramana, Mr. H.L. Dattu, and many more. Yesterday, when I had some time to sit and reflect on my experiences at the Supreme Court, I realized a very befitting metaphor to explain how I truly perceive this system and how essential I feel all the roles in the ecosystem and to ensure the sustenance in this system. Here goes the metaphor. If the rule of law is our path, then laws are the vehicle, and we, both the bar and the bench, are the drivers guiding the aggrieved to justice, otherwise they would be lost. Hence, if any link in this ecosystem fails, the doom is inevitable, but if we play our role to the best of our ability, it would be a guarantee to real delivery of justice. That is a principle which I have followed. Let me share with you the words of Robert Lord Denning, who once said, "The legal profession is a noble calling. Its greatness depends on the integrity of its members, their dedication to the pursuit of justice, and their fidelity to the rule of law." This only goes to show that we all have defined roles in our system to which we owe utmost duty, and once you have affinity to your duty, it becomes rather easy to do it well. I'm of the firm view that any judgment of public importance of the Supreme Court, there should be a public discussion, and it should follow constructive criticism on it. While saying about criticism, I think I should quote a quote which is attributed to Voltaire. He said, I quote, "I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say." I will repeat, "I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it." If any criticism is made imbibing this spirit, certainly it can only be a constructive criticism which will definitely help in the development of law. Oftentimes we used to say, judiciary is the guardian of a constitution. Then the question is, who should be the guardian of the judiciary? It should be we, the people of India, as it is who gave this constitution to us. I am sure that the judiciary will be protected by the people of India, and the judiciary will in turn safeguard and protect them with the aid of a constitution. Now, I think that I should say something to the members of especially the younger members of the bar. I often like to draw an analogy that litigant approaches you. An advocate, of course, he may be having a grievance. It is just like a doctor being approached by a patient. I said so because the capacity to diagnose what is the grievance or what is the disease. Just like a doctor diagnoses the disease, the real problem, the real legal issue, and above all, how and in what manner the grievance of a person could be redressed. And in certain cases, there may be multiplicity of or plurality of remedies. Then it is the judge or the concerned advocate to decide which will be better, the best one for my client. And then I should also say one thing. We often experience this thing. When we used to say that a judge should be patient, what about the lawyers? I think that they should also be patient. Why I said so is, when some question comes from the court, falling from the court, don't be under the impression that it is always against you. There I should say that, of course, the bench is sitting opposite to you. Don't think the judges are sitting to oppose you. We are there to listen, and the questions are only to pick out what is there. And then, if you are listening, you may be knowing sometimes that may be a question which may be, if you are answering, it may be in your favor. Or else, if you are listening, you may be able to convince the court that is not a much relevant question as far as the case is concerned. So, when you say that a judge should be patient, you must also be patient. That's my advice. And one another thing, simple thing is, now every day we are saying that adjournments. Of course, most of the judges, we are granting adjournments. And I'm reminded of what my senior, late Mr. Damodaran, used to say to me. Even if you have prepared thoroughly and ready for arguing that matter, and for some reason, if that matter is adjourned, don't think that you have already prepared it and simply the next day you can go and argue the matter. Read it again thoroughly. Then you may find that, yes, this matter can be presented in a different manner. And that is the way in which you should learn and actually utilize that adjournment. So, reading the same thing, twice, thrice, or more, definitely you will be having, or you will get an idea. Yes, this can be approached in a different angle, which may be more attractive. So, utilize that also. I don't want to say on the last day a long speech, but then, of course, I'll be failing in my duty if I am not expressing my gratitude to my staff who were attached to me. They were of wonderful support to me. And especially in my chamber, of course, my Irfan was there. I'll be missing him. And then, of course, the protocol people here, the Registrar General and the Registry, they're all of immense help. Then if I am not mentioning something about my family, of course, that bitter and better experiences, those days, I could go virtually tired over that because of you, my Sarah. With the same thing, whether it is good or bad, whether it is difficulties or happiness, she was always with me. But I said, I think I should not express my thanks to her because we are one. And about my children, Neetu, Neenu, and of course, my granddaughter, Aravi, and then my son-in-laws. Always, they were behind me. And again, my father, he never ever had thought that I would have scaled up to this, the Supreme Court. A bench clerk, of course, it was beyond his imagination. But I know the blessing of my father, my mother, and my departed souls, the brother, the eldest brother and sister, and of course, my in-laws, father-in-law and mother-in-law, all their blessings. It took me here, and now I will repeat. I already said that at the time when I sworn in, I said I will not be doing anything to shatter the confidence of the people in this judiciary. I will repeat it. After demitting the office also, I will not be doing anything to shatter the confidence of the people in this institution, because ultimately it is the institution which is the guardian of law. And I will continue to respect this institution and the law, and I will continue as a law-abiding citizen. Thank you. Jai Hind.
I request Mr. Arijit Prasad, Senior Member Executive Supreme Court Bar Association, to read out the message written by Honorable Mr. Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar for the members of the bar.
Namaskar, Honorable the Chief Justice and his companion honorable judges and respected members of the Supreme Court Bar Association. I have been given this opportunity to read out the message of His Lordships, Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar to the bar. Message for SCBA, I quote, "This erudite bar enriched my knowledge of wealth. The younger members of the bar have to take forward the eruditeness of the bar as a whole to continue to assist the court effectively and also to act in such a way to augment the expensive thrust of law. To make it possible, they must develop philomatic attitude, be always a lover of learning, as anyone in this profession has to remain as a student unto death. The modern technologies would certainly help you in that endeavor, but then only take its aid and to use your own intelligence. Thank you all for your invaluable support always, and a very happy new year." Unquote. I would like to assure His Lordships that the members of the bar would take this eruditeness of knowledge forward and try our uttermost to effectively assist their Lordships. I am grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
To present a memento on behalf of Supreme Court Bar Association to Honorable Mr. Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar, Judge, Supreme Court of India, I request Mr. Kapil Sibal, President, Ms. Rachna Srivastav, Vice President, and all other office bearers of Supreme Court Bar Association, as well as Supreme Court Advocate on Record Association, to kindly join us on the dais. सोच क्या रहे थे? I request Ms. Jyoti Parashar, Member Executive of Supreme Court Bar Association, to kindly give vote of thanks.
Namaskar. We are here grateful to Honorable Mr. Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar, Judge, Supreme Court of India, for accepting our invitation. We are also grateful to Madam Mrs. Saira Ravi Kumar, wife of Honorable Mr. Justice C.T. Ravi Kumar, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and other family members for accepting our invitation for gracing this occasion. We are extremely grateful to Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Honorable Chief Justice of India, for accepting our invitation to preside over this function. I thank Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court of India, Honorable Retired Judges of the Supreme Court, and Honorable Judges of High Courts for gracing this occasion. I wish to thank Mr. R. Venkatramani, Sir, Learned Attorney General for India, Mr. Tushar Mehta, Learned Solicitor General of India, learned law officers, learned Secretary General, and other learned registrars of the Supreme Court, press and electronic media. I wish to thank honorary secretaries, office bearers, and members of the executive committees of different bar associations, Mr. Amit Sharma, Vice President SCORA, Mr. Nikhil Jain, Secretary SCORA, and other distinguished guests, honorable members of the bar, for gracing the occasion. I thank Delhi Police, Supreme Court security staff, registry staff, and SCB staff for their cooperation for making this function a success. I request you all to kindly join us for a high tea at the ground floor. Thank you.